Q&A with the time that we have. So welcome.
Awesome. All right. Well, hello and good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us again at 8 p.m. on a weekday. But we are super excited to get everyone onboarded. Like Scott said, I'm actually going to take you through. I disconnected all my own platforms earlier, and then I'm going to reconnect them all just to show you how I do that, step by step, because a lot of times when things aren't connected or things don't post, it's simply just usually just we didn't set it up or connect it properly. So there's a couple things in here I want to make sure that to go through for everyone. We are recording this. So I know there were a lot of people who messaged that weren't able to make it live, that we will be sending this out to everyone's email who just recently joined. And then you guys also will have access to this. We'll pop it in the training portal as well. So I'm going to kind of walk you through where to find everything and give you a couple little tips on how you can kind of save some of the links and quickly access them. But you guys get access, obviously, not just to the BYOB social scheduling platform. You also get access to the training portal, which I'm going to show you as well. All right. So first off, I'm going to actually do a little share screen with you guys. All right. Can everybody give me a thumbs up if you guys can see my screen here? All right, great. Excellent. Okay. So what I'm going to go through right now is just a simple little, I actually never had slides before, but I kind of whipped some stuff up for you guys because I love visuals. And I wanted to make sure, again, I show you each step of the way and what you're looking out for. So first things first, okay, everyone should have received an email. Okay. And that's a welcome email that says, welcome to BYOB social, or it might say confirmation and next steps. But you should have received an email from BYOB social. Okay. Or for BYOB social. And that was from support, from our support team. It looks just like this. Okay. So if anyone did not receive that, I want you guys to please email support@byobagency.com. And you can also drop in the comments as well, just so it's on my radar. Again, you should receive this email. If you don't see it, check in your spam and junkie. It will go to the email that you signed up. Okay, so that's very, very important. If you need to change your email, either the one that is connected to your training portal, or maybe it's connected to BYOB social scheduling platform, please email this email, okay? support@byobagency.com. That is going to be the go-to place with any questions there, just so we can hone all that communication. Don't want anything to get lost in the mix, okay? So specifically, when you receive this email, I want to show you a couple things, okay? One thing, whoops, sorry, I got a little excited, right? So one thing I wanted to show you is this, okay? So in that email, you guys have a couple links that you can click. The one was that you have access to our Facebook community, okay? And so that I already dropped in the link for the Facebook groups, but I'm going to go ahead and drop that again for you guys. The Facebook group is called BYOB Social Posting Platform. So what happens is when you apply to enter, our team checks and make sure that you're a member. Also, if you would like your admin or your VA or your team member or whoever might need to also join, just email us at support@BYOB Agency. We've already had a couple people do that. Let us know what their email is, and then we will go ahead and get them added, okay? The other thing that you have a link to right here is the onboarding resources and the training, okay? And that's the get started. That's basically the place where you can go to do all the training to get everything set up. I've shot videos that actually walk you through kind of what we're going through today, but it's another place. Yeah, go ahead.
So just so no one's confused, this is a separate login. So you're going to have a login to the BYOB social posting platform where all your content is going to be scheduled, but you have your own personal business back office, a separate sign-in link where we have bonus trainings, the how-tos, connecting your social platforms. So Nancy, time to time, as she always does, go above and beyond, will do bonus trainings, and they always are sneakily added into here. So this is kind of like your back office portal for everything that you need to know, connecting your platforms, creating content and scheduling, how to download the app, which is only available for iOS currently, troubleshooting and frequently asked questions, quick links. Obviously, the bonus trainings are right there. So the other thing that Nancy did, just to let you know, when you go watch the trainings from last week, you're not watching the actual recordings of what we did, because again, we said this last week, we don't want you having to sit through 4 hours of content. So Nancy extracted everything that we did and she streamlined it. You can see in 15-minute segments. So this entire thing is 1 hour. So again, if there's something that you want to plug back into, you want to focus on your pillar content, you want to focus on your content buckets, how to repurpose, you can just go right here. So there's a login for all of your resources and there's a login for BYOB Social by itself. Just wanted to make that very clear to everyone.
Yep. And this is specifically, so, obviously we created this training portal as kind of a resource, like a tool to use alongside of this, and where we could obviously load the bonuses and all that good stuff. So again, just like Scott said, you guys have access to 2 different things, right? Which is the training portal and then obviously the scheduling platform itself. So in that email that you got, you guys have that link. The link, I'm going to also click here and I'm going to send it to you in the chat box. That link will take you to the login page. It will prompt you, obviously, whenever you get that email, it will give you like your login details and information. If for any reason you lost that, you're not sure what it is, you just hit reset password or forgot password, and it'll go ahead and prompt you to, create a new password and get set up. And again, this is going to give you access to this kind of behind the scenes, training portal. Okay. Now, the other thing in here, it also gives you a whole section for FAQs, right? If you have connection issues, things like that. You also have the section, again, it's under bonus from the 5-day workshop. When you click on that, it's got your simple content creation training videos. It's got your daily growth planner with those activities that you can grow and engage with on all the different platforms. And then the new 2022 content planning calendar in there for you. Okay. So that is the training portal. Oh, where did my other thing go? Oh, that's right. I X'd out of that. All right, back to the PDF. Okay. So anyway, so going through, right? So you guys got that email. Again, if you did not receive the welcome email, please drop it in the chat box just so it can be on my radar. And also we'll send an email to support@byobagency.com. Now, the next thing I want you guys to keep your eyes peeled for, and again, please check junk or spam if you do not receive this, but you get a link directly from our scheduling platform and it looks just like this. Okay. It says confirm your email to join BYOB agency platform. This is exactly what the headline says. So everyone who's asking like, oh, I didn't get a sign up link, or I didn't, wasn't able to do this, type that in when you're searching. And that'll pop right up as long as it didn't go to your junkie or spam. And you can go ahead and follow the prompts to confirm your email. And then at that point, this little guy will pop up. Okay. And it says, all right, we need a few more details. You then type in your name, you add your email, or your email, will already automatically pop in there. And then you can create your password. Now, what to do if you're not sure what you picked for a password? If you go back in to log in, you can hit forgot password or recreate password. Okay. I do not see your password on my end. I cannot send it to you. You have to recreate your password. Okay. And if there's any other additional tech issues, meaning you've tried to reset your password and you're still having issues, again, email support@byobagency.com. And we will give you, one-on-one service and help you with that.
So if everybody is clear so far, just drop a Y or a yes in the chat box. We just want to make sure everyone is understanding what we're doing, what we're going over. And again, if you haven't received any of these, just drop your email address or what you haven't received, but make sure, again, you check your junk or spam for those. Yes, and trying to find all the emails now. Perfect. Okay,
Excellent.
good. Awesome.
All right, perfect. All right, so now I want to show you, and I want to give you guys the direct link, okay, of where you can get the BYOB social posting platform. So obviously you would follow the prompts in that email and do all that great stuff, but I'm going to also drop the link, which is just social.byobagency.com, okay? So I just dropped that in the chat. That is going to be your direct link to use anytime you need to get into your platform, you need to sign in. In fact, I'm going to open this in an incognito window so you guys can see what this should look like on your end. I'm sorry. Right? So it's going to actually look like this. Okay. When you type that in, it's going to want you to log into your account. You'll go ahead, you'll enter your email, your password, or you can log in with Facebook. Okay. Again, if you forget your password, just hit forget your password, no worries. And we can go ahead and get it reset from there. Okay. So the other little tip, I kind of want to give you guys this little hack because it's something I do just for convenience. If you guys are using something like a Google Chrome, right? So what I mean by that is you got this browser, like web browser. So I don't think you can do this in Safari, but basically you can highlight this URL, you can click it and drag and drop it to your desktop. Okay. And what that does for you, okay, and I want to move this over, you can see it actually creates a little clickable link for you guys. So the reason why I advise you to do this, if you do have Chrome, is you're going to be using this every week or at least once a month, right, to schedule your content. So let's go ahead and grab that link and slide it on over so you guys can double click and it'll take you right to the platform. Okay, so that's just a quick and easy way. I mean, I love bookmarks as well, but just want to make things as simple as possible. Okay, so the next thing, which I'm sorry, I keep closing out of the PDF here.
You have to go back.
Oh yeah, I'm back. Okay, awesome. So the next thing that I want to show you guys is, okay, how to, oh, it works with Safari too.
Perfect.
Excellent. Thanks for letting me know that. It's so funny. I always say Chrome and I'm like, oh, I don't want people to get confused by that, but that's excellent. So I actually, it's so funny. Like I love to like drag certain ones that I do in my weekly routine just so I can like quickly click. So it's a neat little hack. So anyway, connect pages. All right. And just like I told you guys, I actually disconnected all my pages so that I can show you how I get everything connected. Okay. So I'm going to take you through, which actually that I'm going to even disconnect that little Facebook group page. I got that little straggler there. And I'm going to show you how I'm going to do this. All right. So first things first, I'm going to get started with showing you when you first log in. Okay, you're going to see what we call the workspace settings. Okay, and if you haven't seen this, you can actually just click on your little icon at the top and it'll open up to this. Okay, now you have the ability to upload your logo. You know, if you just want that kind of for your own branding standpoint, you can go down here, you can update your address, and then you can go down here. Okay, now when you go ahead to connect pages, and actually for most of you on your end, you're actually just going to see it'll usually open up with a spot where it just says connect pages right then and there. At that point, you click connect pages and you'll get this little box. All right. So where do we want to start? Again, let's start with Facebook. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to connect. Now, does anyone remember we can connect two types of Facebook pages? Actually, if you guys want to share in the chat, do you guys remember what it is?
So what can you connect on Facebook?
Yep, there's different types, and I just want to share with you, right? There's personal, there's groups, there's business pages, but do you guys remember the two that we can connect?
Yes, groups.
Yep.
And business pages.
All right, groups and business pages.
Now, groups, just to clarify, groups that you are the admin of. So we had someone reach out to us and ask, can I connect the groups that I'm just in? You can't. You're not the, if you don't manage the group, if that's not your group, you're just a member of the group, you can't connect to it and schedule your post into it. So it's got to be groups that you have created yourself.
Yep. So it's the group that you own. I think they wanted to just like engage, like, you know, have like them in there as, okay. Anyway, so we go over here to Facebook. And again, so we have our agency, so I'm connected to a lot of Facebook pages, so bear with me. But your groups, as long as you're an admin, like Scott said, will pop up. And then any pages that you were the owner for also pop up. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and I want to connect my Facebook business page. All right. And I simply select it and I add it. That's it. We're good. Okay. Now, the next thing that I'm going to do is now I'm going to connect my Facebook group. Okay. And I'm actually going to use BYOB social scheduling platform group as an example. So you can see here, BYOB social posting platform. That's the other group. And it even says that it's a group. Now I want to slow down here. Okay. When you connect a Facebook group, we want to be extra secure. So there is an extra step that you guys are going to have to do. I will tell you, this is the number one reason why we don't connect properly and we have posts that bounce. So please stay tuned with me as I walk you through this. Okay. So what is going to happen is it's automatically going to pop up and it's going to say, make sure to click here, right? It says you need to authorize to be able to post in groups, okay? To make sure that we can schedule these. You go ahead and you click on authorize BYOB agency. Upon clicking, we're going to scroll down and we're going to go to where it says apps.
So this comes up automatically. So the group that you connect to, it's going to automatically log you into the group that you're looking to connect. So you don't have to sign into Facebook. It's already done.
As long as you're signed into Facebook.
Correct.
At the moment.
This is just an extra security step.
Yep. So you're going to go down to apps. Okay. And then you're going to go to add apps. Okay. Now you're going to type in the search bar, social post, one word. Okay. And I'm going to type this in the chat box as well. Now it's so funny because it has to be the purple thumbs up, right? There's another one that if you put a space in between and it's social space post and it's a blue thumb, no, it's not going to fly. All right. So this is like taking you guys through literally like the most important thing when connecting your Facebook group. Okay. So we are going to the purple thumb. All right. And you're going to go ahead and select it. And it says, are you sure? Are we good to go? Just want to make sure everything's okay. And then we click add. Okay. Now, once we do that, we are good to go. Okay. So we have now connected our Facebook business page and we have now connected our Facebook group.
So if everybody is clear on how to connect their business page and the extra step in order to connect your groups, drop a Y or a yes in the chat box. The number one support ticket we get is in regards to that extra step. So it's social post, all one word, purple thumb. And that's what you're going to do. Social post.
Letting me send it.
It's okay.
Okay.
Good. Everyone's good. I say
Excellent.
yes.
Okay,
Perfect.
perfect. So yeah, so that is the only thing. And guys, that's an extra security feature just to make sure everything's connected properly. Did you select social post for both?
No. So the only time you have to select social post is when you're connecting Facebook groups.
Yep,
Facebook
just
business
for groups.
pages, you're the owner of that, even though you are the owner of the group. If you're having a third-party app like BYOB social posting to that, you have to approve that app to post to it. That's the extra step.
Okay. So that is the only thing. And that again is for Facebook groups. Okay. What if you have admin rights for a group? Absolutely. So for example, Beth, like let's say you, in fact, we have a client who works with other people. Okay. And they actually manage multiple social media accounts. She is the admin on their Facebook group, meaning she goes in there, she posts, she engages, she does all kinds of things. When she goes to add that Facebook group, that group pops up just like I showed you, right? Like whenever you go to add it, she goes ahead to add and it will direct her to do the same thing, which is to go down here, right? And we got to click the apps. We got to go ahead and we got to select that little edit and we're going to add social post for the business app. Yes.
Go back to add another group again, if you could.
Sure.
So add another group.
Let's see. I want to go to connect more.
Facebook group. All right, and then scroll down. Keep going. Okay, perfect example. All right, so LinkedIn Leads for Life. You guys are familiar with that group. I created that group, not Nancy. But Nancy's actually an admin of that. I made her an admin of that group. So even though it's my group, so Nancy's an admin and we have two other team members that are admins. So if they were to log in, that would also appear as well. So if you are supposed to be an admin in a specific group and it's not popping up, check the settings of the group that you're in on Facebook to make sure you are approved as an admin. It's very important because as soon as you're the admin of a group, so if Carla ended up creating a Facebook group and she made me an admin, even though it's her group, I would still be able to connect BYOB social to it. Okay.
Yep.
So Beth said, what if it does not show up as a group? Then it's not it might not be a group then.
I would check your admin settings and just make sure that everything is, in there. And you can even do that like under here on the left-hand side, you can manage this by selecting the admins and moderators. And then at that point you can tweak or adjust as needed. Okay. So that's the big thing there is you just want to make sure one, like we said, that you are the admin or the owner of the page. And that's for Facebook group. I'm sorry. So of the group, and that you do go in and then you specifically, authorize and you go down and you add that app. Okay. So that again, guys, just in case if we lost you at any point, this recording, we're actually going to be putting in your training portal and emailing it to you. And then the other thing we want to remind you is in those welcome videos that you guys have access to, it walks you through each step of this as well. Okay. All right. So that is Facebook group. All right. So we're through our first hurdle. Twitter. So I actually don't have my Twitter account connected, but let me see if we can just do it simply by just hitting connect. We'll see what pops up.
You probably have to know your username.
There we go. So it looks like I already have it. So what'll happen is it will just prompt you to go ahead and type in your username and then your password, and then you go ahead and hit authorize app.
So basically what you saw there was instead of on Facebook having to log into that extra step, you saw that the approval of the purple thumb came up automatically in one fell swoop. So every social media platform is a little bit different.
Yep. Did anyone want to see that again? Give me a little hands up if anybody needs it again. All right. So we clicked Twitter and we went ahead and signed in. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and connect that because you know what? Maybe I want to post on Twitter now. Okay. So
save Instagram for last.
Yeah. A good point. Okay. All right. So next we're going to go into LinkedIn. Okay. Now, what I want to share with you guys is I think somewhere here. So I have actually already in another window, and I'm going to do this with you right now because I want to actually walk you through it exactly how I would add it. You're going to go ahead and log into LinkedIn right now. Okay. Now I'm already logged in, but obviously what this would look like is the sign in screen, and then you would enter your password. So you would go ahead and log in to LinkedIn, and I'm going to show you why, because it's going to save you time and energy. So now that you have LinkedIn open in another window or another tab, you go ahead and you click connect. It's automatically going to pull up. Actually, it usually just goes right into it, but let's see. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and just click login. And then it'll allow me to either select my business pages or my personal. Now, does anyone know, actually, this is a good one, right? Because I know if you follow Scott and you've done his LinkedIn training, what are we primarily going to use on LinkedIn? Are we going to use our personal to connect and engage and network, or are we going to use our business pages? Okay, we've got a personal.
Yep.
Yes. All right. So Carla, you are spot on. I don't even want to include these other ones. You can, in fact, you can add them additionally. But I primarily like to actually post on my personal, and then I like to share it to my business as needed. Okay. So I select my personal and I go ahead and connect. All right. And now we are back in business. It's funny. I actually had posts already pre-scheduled, so they're popping back up. All right. So let's see, copy and paste your business page each time you post. Yep, you can do that. Absolutely. And I do want to show you guys actually, so you can connect. So if I clicked on LinkedIn to connect again, you can connect those pages separately as well.
Yep.
All right. So boom, now we're good. We've got our LinkedIn, we've got our Twitter, we've got our Facebook group and our Facebook business. Now we're going to go ahead and connect to Pinterest. So in the same spirit.
No, just
go ahead.
Just not to interrupt.
Yep.
Now, remember, you connect the platforms that you want to connect. So if you don't really use Pinterest, you don't have to use it.
Mhm.
If you don't have Google My Business, you don't have to use it. If you don't tweet, you don't tweet.
Don't
So you have the option to connect up to 7 different platforms. So that can be 2 Facebook groups, a Facebook business page, a LinkedIn company page, your LinkedIn page, Instagram, and that could be it. So again, only connect the things that you're going to use. Don't sign up for Pinterest. Don't sign up for Twitter. Don't
'cause you
sign
feel
up
you
for
have
Google
to.
My Business because it's there. Only use the ones that you're going to use.
Yes. Yeah. We definitely don't want to complicate things. We want to keep things nice and simple. I even have clients, guys, that sign up and do the monthly, subscription to connect their LinkedIn. That's absolutely fine. Do not feel like you have to have the FOMO, the fear of missing out, if you're not on other platforms. This just gives you the ability, if you'd like to post additionally to those others without extra work, you can absolutely do that. Okay. So the next one that I'm going to walk you through is Pinterest. Okay. So in the spirit, right, just like I just showed you on LinkedIn, I kind of have it logged in the other window. I went ahead, I already logged into my Pinterest. So I go ahead and I click connect Pinterest. All right. Now, because I'm logged in another window, it automatically pulls my account. Okay. We go ahead. It says social post would like to see all the boards, see all their comments, all that good stuff, and create new pins.
It's
Absolutely.
the magic purple thumb.
Magic purple thumb. We're going to go ahead and give access. Okay. Now, the second step of this is we want to know what board we want to post to. Okay. Now, if anyone is on here and if anyone is heavy duty into Pinterest, the neat thing is you guys can add multiple boards.
Now, just to let you know, every board you connect counts as one of the 7 connection points of BYOB social. So if you connect 5 boards on Pinterest, that only gives you 2 more connection possibilities, what could be a Facebook group or LinkedIn. So be very mindful of that because some people have 7, 8, 9, 10 boards. So some people may accidentally use BYOB social to connect every one of their boards and then they can't connect anything else.
Yep. Yeah. And for anyone, actually just to show hands, I'm curious, does anyone use Pinterest very
or
actively?
Just type Y or yes in the chat box if you use Pinterest.
If you're actively, using Pinterest.
No. Okay.
Yeah. And that's guys, that's completely normal. I mean, Pinterest is more of a search engine. There's a lot of people who do use it and love it. Again, I use it kind of as a secondary or almost a third type of a platform to post on. And I specifically do share blog posts and things like that. And I always have it lead back to my website.
So we got one yes.
So we do have one yes. Excellent. So Jesse, for someone like Jesse, who maybe has multiple boards, right? Maybe there's something for her blogs, or maybe there's something for a specific category, or maybe an item or a product, that you might sell. Again, you can go ahead and you can click and select the different boards and hit connect. Now, if you don't have a board created yet, you would want to go ahead and create that board first. Okay. Make that happen. And then you can go ahead and connect the Pinterest. All right. The neat thing, guys, is if you're ever in doubt and you're ever I'm not sure, or I want to go back or adjusting, you can always disconnect and reconnect. Okay. And in fact, that's kind of I feel like I'm going to make a video of me just disconnect and reconnect. Because the comment is if something isn't posting properly, or if you get I'm going to show you a couple notifications shortly, it's because you need to disconnect and reconnect. And it's because a lot of times there's updates on the platforms themselves. There's neat things that are added, right? Instagram and Facebook are going through a lot of changes. LinkedIn, in fact, every 3 months, goes through a lot of changes. Yes, we have a hand.
Yeah, Nancy.
Yes, can I help you?
How many people type Y or yes if you use StreamYard by any chance? Y or yes if you ever use StreamYard.com. It's a multifaceted. Okay, Carl. So for those that use StreamYard, this is a prime example. I use StreamYard when I go live on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. And every 30 days, I have to reconnect all 3 of the platforms that I use. And StreamYard will tell you, hey, in 5 days, you're going to have to reconnect your pages or do it now. So again, it's because every single social media platform has updates, just like your phone updates. So if something is not compatible, it's going to not post at all. So the simple answer, disconnect, reconnect, it clears all the bugs.
Bing, bam, boom. All right. So the next thing that I'm going to take you guys through is Google My Business, right? We're saving Instagram for last. it's our favorite. All right. So when you click on Google My Business, now I just want to preface this by saying, just like Scott mentioned earlier, if you're not using it and you don't really need it and you don't really understand how to, work with it, it's fine. You don't have to have it. And in fact, Google My Business, guys, it's a great thing to post on if you want to drive traffic to your website or like a local business or something like a real estate business. Actually, I love it for realtors because it's actually a way where you can post, and it actually helps your searchability and all kinds of good stuff. So Google My Business, you have to have a Google My Business account set up, which for anyone who has done that, you actually have a postcard that they send out. You have to authorize and verify, make sure you're legit.
It's a process.
And then you enter the code and you do that. That's all on Google's end. We don't do any of that, right? We're just a social media scheduling platform. Okay. I get people all the time. How do I create a Google? Just Google it. Like literally go to Google and search.
Google it. Google it.
Yes. Google it. I promise you they will get you all set up, but there is a little bit of a process to it. But for Google My Business, which I actually do like to use, right? We do have an agency. And even though, we are virtual, so we're available everywhere, I do like to have a presence on Google My Business. Okay. So you go ahead and you hit connect. It ties right to whatever Google My Business email address you have set up. You want to go ahead and click OK. And then it'll say what business. Okay. And then you go ahead and connect. All right. So what you didn't see is the creating of the Google My Business account and all that good stuff that we just mentioned. But
we don't do that.
We don't do all that. But this is how you connect it. Okay.
If you want, you don't have to.
Yes. Okay. Now, the next thing that we're going to get into, guys, and we are going to talk a little bit slower because I want to make sure we get this across. So yes.
So does everyone know that there's a difference between Instagram personal and Instagram business? Type Y or yes or N or no, because this is something that a lot of people don't know about. No. Yes. Okay. Now, just to kind of put it out there, as far as user interface wise or accessibility or capabilities between Instagram personal and Instagram business, zero difference. You can post, you can do IGTV, you can do Instagram Live, you can do all of that, whether it's Instagram business or Instagram personal. But what we're going to show you, Nancy's going to show you, there is a benefit to switching your account to an Instagram business account. And Nancy's going to explain more deeply why, and she's actually going to show you exactly how to do that if you've never switched it over before.
Yeah, I want to see if I can pull up my phone on here. It's funny, I tried this like one time before. I don't know if I'm going to be able to though. No, I don't think I can. All right. So I'm going to actually walk you guys through this. For anyone who has their phone on them.
Well, you can show them on there. Again, if you shared the screen.
Oh, got it. Got it. Okay. It's just a little bright, but can you guys see a little bit?
So log on to Instagram first, show them the homepage before you log into your settings, just to show them what it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this is Nancy's. So if you go to your profile, this is what your profile looks like on the app. Okay. And what you're going to do is you're going to click where it says, Nancy.
We're going to go, let's see. Come on.
You're there.
Is it the hamburger? Yeah, it's the hamburger. Okay. I call it the hamburger. It's the three. Oh my gosh. It's like hard to say. Okay. So it's the three little dashies at the top. All right. So if you guys see those three little dashies at the top, you're going to click on it. It is now going to pull up some various settings, just like so. All right.
And it's personal settings, it's security, it's password. Now, if you scroll all the way to the bottom,
nope,
don't do that.
Yeah, don't do what Scott just said. You're going to click on settings.
Don't scroll to the bottom.
Yep.
Click
So
settings.
You guys are going to see settings at the very top. And we want to click settings. Okay. Now, at that point, when you click settings, and I'm so sorry, guys, usually like I do like a phone cast, but it's not loading.
Can you shut the app down?
It won't. We're
What about over here?
jammy jammed right now. I don't know. No, it's not coming up. It's all right. But usually I can do that. But anyway, so once you actually click on settings, okay, it is now going to open up and you can click on account.
So you click on the hamburger on your profile. Second step, you click settings. And then you click on account.
Hamburger, settings,
Account.
Okay, I just typed that in the chat for you guys.
And that's from your profile. So you don't want to be on the homepage of Instagram. You want to be on your profile where you see your name, all that stuff.
Again, going to where we started, I always, just to make sure you're at the right spot, just click your little
icon on the bottom.
Yeah, your little icon at the bottom, and then that'll give you your hamburger at the top. All right. So once you click on the little burger, all right, you're going to go to settings. All right. And then you're going to click on accounts. Again, it's like probably useless me showing you this, but now that you are in account, guys, you can scroll down to switch account type.
Now, this is important, and it's going to be completely a standout because all the writing in that part is in black, and you're going to see it written in clear blue. It's going to say switch account type. And when you click on that, it's going to give you the option.
Yep. So it will give you the option. Now, if you are in a professional or a business account already, what you're going to see on the screen will say switch to personal account or switch to creator account. Okay. This is very important. So if you're in the right account, meaning if you're in the business already and you have a business account, it will give you the option to say switch to personal, switch to creator. You don't want to do anything. So if that's what you're seeing, you're good to go. Okay. If you're not, and it's saying switch to a professional or switch to a business account, you want to go ahead and select that. Okay. So it must be a business, slash, they might call it, I think they call it like a professional account. Okay. If it is a creator account, it is not going to post directly. If it is on there as a personal account, it will not connect directly. Okay. BYOB social connects directly to Instagram business accounts. Okay. And the reason why is there are added features available on business accounts where you're able to have a scheduler schedule things for you.
So if everyone's clear on that, drop a Y or a yes in the chat box. This is probably outside of connecting the apps. This is probably the second biggest question we get from our clients is Instagram. So remember, you just have to go to hamburger, you go to settings, you go to account, and then it'll say right there, switch account type. And if it comes up, switch to a personal or creator, you're already good. You're going to want to look for something that says switch to business/professional. That's where you're going to want to be.
Yeah. So by default, it's actually a personal, right? So if you log in there and you have never logged in there and never changed the settings, it usually, will obviously give you the option to change to professional or business. I can't remember what the verbiage is.
Default is always personal, always personal.
Yep.
So if you've already switched it to a business, which a lot of people haven't because they didn't know you can, it's going to say switch to a business/professional. Now, this is not going to affect your followers. It's not going to affect your engagement. It's not going to affect anything. It just allows features like this to leverage onto your account.
You got it.
Instagram personal pages and Instagram creator accounts, you cannot have a third-party posting app directly posting to it, but with a business, you can.
You can. Yep. Now, for extra security, this again, we always save Instagram for last because there are a couple little hoops we got to jump through just to make sure it's seamless. Okay. And this is where, guys, we usually see a lot of snafus and other like posting platforms and, ones that either don't or they do, or there's glitches. It's because they don't have this process on the back end set up. We literally do this so that you guys are able to connect everything securely and that everything speaks to each other. So as long as you have the business account set up and you have it connected, we are good to go. Okay. Now, the next thing that you have to make sure to do. And in order for everything to speak to each other, you have to make sure that whatever Facebook business page, right, you have or that you use, your Instagram account is connected to that. Okay. And again, this is an additional security feature. So I'm going to walk you through exactly what this looks like. Now, I want to preface this by saying it, and anyone who's joining us for the replay or anything like that, if you're thinking, well, I don't really use Facebook business, I don't have a business page. We have actually created fake business page accounts just to connect it, just to make sure that we have a page correctly connected and that we know that securely it is you, right, that owns this account, and we are good to go. All right. So I'm going to walk you through right now. I'm going to do a little share screen. Okay. So now I'm going to show you what my account looks like on the back end and what I have done. And I'm going to show you how you can connect it. Okay. So the first thing is, and it must be a Facebook business page.
Yep.
Okay. Because a group actually, it has a lot of different settings. You know, groups are actually handled differently on Facebook. It must be a Facebook business page.
Now to Nancy's point, you can create, like tonight, a Facebook business page. You don't have to put any information on it. You literally can just create a Facebook business page, you know, Laurel's business page on Facebook, whatever it is, and that's it. You don't have to edit any information. It's just to make sure that your Instagram business attaches to your Facebook business so everything talks together. So you can go ahead and switch your Instagram from a personal to a business, but if you don't have a Facebook business page, it's still not going to talk. So there are a couple different hoops that need to be jumped through.
Yep. And I'll say it to you this way, probably one of the best ways I can kind of explain it is BYOB Social likes to pick one main platform to kind of make sure everything's working and kind of connected, especially when it comes to Instagram. And that's usually a Facebook business page,
yep.
Right? So that's kind of what we lead with. You can't have multiple workspaces in here with different, Facebook with the same Facebook business page. It's one workspace for this business page. So the one that I'm using, and I want to show you guys that I have connected, is my BYOB agency page. Okay. So I'm going to go to that Facebook page. Okay. So it's BYOB agency, right? That's my Facebook page. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over, and you guys have a lot of different features, and some people don't even realize this is there. But as long as you own this Facebook business page or you're the admin, you can see a bunch of things appear on the left-hand side. All right. The one that we're going to go to is settings. All right. So now we go under settings, and it's going to bring us up a lot of stuff. All we care about right now, because we're connecting our Instagram, is this little Instagram. Okay. So we're going to go ahead. Remember, that was page settings, and we go to Instagram. All right. So now I want to show you normally, okay, if you were just doing this for the first time, my Instagram account would not be here. And in fact, this is actually a fun fact. Whenever I go to help people and they're like, oh, it's not connected properly, the fact that this comes up when you actually go to connect your Instagram shows that this is a business account. Okay. So this is a little hack. Actually, I usually check. So when you connect, right? So here, if I didn't have this connected properly, it would actually say, would you like to connect your Instagram account? Okay. So I don't want to disconnect and reconnect or whatever, but that's what would happen here. Okay. So your Instagram needs to be connected. It's going to prompt you to log in, username, password, and then you'll go ahead and connect. Now, the neat thing is if you guys didn't have this connected before, it actually gives you a lot of new and different things. I mean, when you post, you'll have more options. You can share to both pages. When you do stories now, or maybe even reels, it can speak to each other. Okay. So this is something that, again, for an extra security feature and to make sure you are set up for success. Okay. We want to make sure that this is done. So that is connecting your Instagram, account to your Facebook business page.
If everybody is clear, drop a Y or a yes in the chat box. Now, again, don't stress yourself out. It's going to take some time to get everything connected. Yep. So what we always suggest for people to do, connect the ones that are easiest first, that's why we saved this one for last.
Yeah.
So get your Facebook business page, get your groups, get Pinterest, LinkedIn, get all of that done. and then save the Instagram for the last because that's what's going to take the most time.
And go through this video
Yep.
and pause it. And you go through. Okay. Now you can only
that's it. You can't do it with personal pages.
No. So this is only, again, for your business your
pages.
Facebook business page.
Correct.
Now, I want to show you guys, right? Because you have these options here. If I could delete this one, or I'm sorry, this one that says Instagram personal, I would. Okay. And the reason why I say that is the only one that directly posts from the BYOB social scheduling platform is Instagram business. Okay. We shared this before, that the business says, yes, absolutely. We want great content. Go ahead.
So never ever click Instagram personal.
When you click Instagram personal, what will happen is it will go ahead and it'll look really great, right? You'll get all excited because it'll look like everything's nice and scheduled. And what will happen is nothing will get posted. In fact, the only thing that happens if you have the phone app,
it'll remind you.
It'll just say, hey, guess what? Nancy, friendly little reminder, you got to post that thing you wanted to post on your personal page. And then you got to go through and do it, right? So that's that whole extra step. Now, the reason why we have the personal on there right now is because we are doing some beta testing. All right. And what is beta testing? Many might wonder. We actually are testing the ability to post stories and even videos, right? So we're kind of tweaking and playing with some things right now to actually see how we can make this even better. That's the only reason why it's there. And like I said, if I could take it away right now, I would, because I don't want to confuse you guys at all. But the reason why, in fact, one of my favorite things about BYOB Social is the ability to directly post on Instagram, to set it and forget it, to get those posts out there and not think twice about it. Okay. So Instagram business is the way to go. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do right here, right? We've gone through the safety check, right? We're connected. We are good. I know that it's an Instagram business account. Again, the other little hack where I know that it's a business account is this little jobber here. It actually wouldn't say business contact info if it wasn't a business account. So now I'm going to go ahead and click connect Facebook, or I'm sorry, Instagram business. So it usually takes a little minute and we're going to go ahead and see what pops up. All right. Again, I manage quite a few accounts. So we're going to go ahead and select the right one. I'm going to hit connect. And there we go. And all my little posts that I got scheduled are popping up.
Now,
all right.
So once it's connected, it's as easy as every one of the other ones that you've already connected, but you have to go through those two initial steps. One, switch your personal account to a business account first on the app, on the Instagram app. Second, log on to your Facebook business page or create a Facebook business page. And then what you'll do is you'll go to page settings, you'll scroll down where it says Instagram, you connect it, and now you're good as gold. So if everyone is clear on those two steps to connect your Instagram business to BYOB Social, drop a Y or a yes in the chat box. Just want to make sure everybody is clear. Good. Perfect. Right. And this is something that we learned because the first time we opened the doors, we did not explain it as easily as
I was just like, go connect, like whatever. And I was like, oh yeah, I forgot.
We didn't realize the multifaceted steps that went into actually connecting it, but obviously we learned as this whole thing has come to fruition. So now it's a lot easier. Yes.
And it's so funny. So repeat 2 steps. Yep. So I can go back through, but remember guys too, you get this recording so you can kind of pause it and go back and kind of walk through things as well. But I'm going to go through and I'll kind of show you just to make sure that you have it. Now, normally, like I said, I'm going to actually upload a video of my phone walking through to show you guys how to set up the business account. You can also Google. I do believe that there's a YouTube video. That's actually how I found it originally, but you can search how to set your Instagram profile up as a business account.
But also it's in the backend portal. Nancy did do a video when you log in to the backend portal where all the training videos are. There is a video that she did on how to connect your Instagram business page.
You got it.
That's there as well.
Yep. And again, just so you know, I want to show you this real quick, just where to find it. When you figure out, right, if it's your Facebook business page, if you know the one that you want to connect, let's say I'm a coach and it's, Nancy Evans Coach, make sure you go to that Nancy Evans Coach page. And as long as you're the admin or the owner, what are you doing?
I'm just going to show. And just so you guys know, what you do is the pages are on this side here. So it'll have groups. You can see more, and then you have pages. So if you'll see right here, pages. And if you click on that, then Nancy can actually click on her own pages or whatever the pages is. So if you don't have one, you're going to have to create a page.
Yes. Yep. So you're going to have to create a page. But anyway, either way, I always just kind of quickly just search it. Do the emails are the same in the platform and all the student? No. So if your email address, for example, like if you log into LinkedIn with a boobity-boot at gmail.com, and then you go to your Facebook and it's like noodle, 123.com, that does not matter. It doesn't matter. It's basically just saying, hey, you log in, make sure it's you. As long as you say it's all good to go, we'll go ahead and connect everybody. Now, obviously you can see how thorough we are though, making sure that Facebook and Instagram are good, just for a security feature. Now that you go to that Facebook business page, I'm just showing you guys again how to connect that Instagram. You go down here on the left-hand side and you click on settings. Okay. Now this is kind of important too, because I know that many people, Facebook likes to change things up often. And so it's funny, I've done this training and kind of re-recorded many times because they used to have things over here and over there. But where I'm showing you is at least what I know, right? The most recent, it's under page settings. You scroll down and it's under Instagram. Okay. And then once you click on Instagram, boopity boop, you go ahead and make sure everything's connected. Now, remember, if it is, so this actually happened to someone before. I'm going to give you an example. We had a big company who actually signed up, and they do mortgages and, they're all about this, that, and whatever. They had a marketing firm that came in and connected some wackadoodle, Instagram account. And it wasn't, the account that they wanted to use. It was just some obscure account. We actually went in and we removed it, and we added the one that they wanted to use. Okay. So now that we replaced it with the Instagram account we wanted to use, we were able to go in and we were able to add it and we were good to go. Okay. So if you are having any issues, again, if it's not popping up, can you flush it? How to delete a platform? I'm not sure. What do you mean, Sandy, by delete a platform?
I think disconnect from a platform.
Disconnect.
Sandy, do you mean disconnect from a platform? Yes.
Okay, perfect. Yep. So simply, like, what you can do is you can slide over here, right? So you hover over whatever platform it is that you want to disconnect, and you're going to see this little gear box, right? It's this little like gear that's going to appear. What you can do is you can click on that gearbox. So let's say I want to disconnect. Actually, I'm going to disconnect Twitter because I don't really post on there too much. All right. You're going to see this little settings thing pop up, and you can go to workspace page. All right. So when you go to the workspace page, you're going to scroll down and you guys can see, right, all the different things that are connected. I'm going to go over here to this Twitter and I'm going to click disconnect page. Boop. Bye-byes. All right. And it goes ahead and it disconnects it. Okay. So if by any chance you connect the wrong one, you're like, oh, I got too many, I want something else. You can go ahead and again, disconnect the page. Okay.
Awesome.
Now, what I want to remind you guys, okay, you do have the walkthrough steps. You do have troubleshooting and FAQs. But what I want to share with you specifically in this onboarding is an example of some notifications you guys might see appear in your inbox. Okay, it'll come from BYOB agency and it'll say, heads up, Nancy, your access token will expire in 10 days for the following LinkedIn profile. Just a heads up. What this does is it gives you a little warning, okay, a little reminder that says, hey, can you disconnect and reconnect? Because, and I will tell you, there's a couple different reasons why this happens, okay? Some social networks require that you reconnect them for security purposes. Some also do updates. Okay, so LinkedIn is one of the frequent ones. In fact, Skylar, our BYOB social community manager, will go in often and post to you guys, hey guys, it's time to kind of do a little refresh. Now, the good thing is when you guys disconnect, I'm not sure if you even noticed this, but when I had everything, when we first started this evening, I had everything disconnected. Whenever I reconnected, it put everything back. So it doesn't delete all your posts. It doesn't like make it a wash
It's all
where you're
saved.
like, oh man, like I just lost everything. No, it actually brings it all back and it says, don't worry, we got you. Okay. So that is just something, again, when in doubt, you're going to hear me all the time, disconnect and reconnect. Okay. Anytime you change a password, anytime something from a security level, let's say maybe the access has changed. Maybe your admin who used to post for you, something's changed there. Okay. We do advise occasionally, and you're going to see something that looks like that, right? That says, please make sure to reconnect. That's all it is. You don't need
Just
to
a little
reach out
warning.
to us. You don't need to go wild and crazy or get worried that something's going to self-destruct. It's all okay. It's just a simple disconnect and a reconnect. Okay. Now you might get a notice that something did not post. Uh-oh, what do we do? There's usually only two things that ever need to be done. It's either A, it's not posting because it's not connected properly. So we want to make sure to follow the steps that we just went through. You disconnect and reconnect. Or B, you need to disconnect and reconnect. That's it.
Or C, there might be a character limit on the social media posting or the platform that you're going to post on.
Yes, or that. In fact, that's a great point. I kind of want to show you guys what he's talking about.
So we had a client that was
using Twitter.
And what they didn't realize is that Twitter has a 200 character limit.
Yeah.
Which is like nothing. It's like, hey, how you doing? And you've already reached your max.
Yep.
So you'll get this notification that it's been scheduled on some platforms, but you'll get this red notification that you've exceeded the character limit. Same thing with LinkedIn. LinkedIn does have a character limit. It was 1,300, but it's been updated to 3,000. But I think there was an update going on with BYOB Social to upgrade that as well, but you'll be notified. So Nancy will show you right now.
All right, so I just copied this and pasted it from my other window. So you can see that it's got a lot of different characters. It's already showing me right here, -338. What that means is, girlfriend, you exceeded character limit by 338 characters. Mm-hmm. Okay. So that means I got to go in and I got to trim some of this guy. Okay. So there we go.
And then you'll see the word count is at 108, and that's for Twitter only. So again, Facebook, there is no limit.
Actually, let's show you. So I'm going to select all these except for Twitter, right? Because we kind of know that there are limit. So let's see. And somebody asked, are spaces counted? Let's say no. Or wait, no, hold on. I'm sorry. My computer's like freezing for a second. Let's see. Let me see if it does. Oh, it does. It is counting a space. Yeah, so whoever asked the space, it looks like it does register that. So anyway, with this, everything looks like it's good to go. All right. So across all these platforms, it looks good. But now I'm going to copy and paste.
Go select Twitter again.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to copy. I'm going to do Twitter.
So now she's over by 637. So it always tells you if you've obviously gone over it. And someone asked about YouTube. We're always working with the developers on connecting more.
Like I keep bugging them about YouTube, but
it's not we're not going to say yes, we're not going to say no. Nothing is out of the realm of possible. So again, as we get updates on the new improvements to BYOB Social, obviously you guys will be the first to know.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And we do it all the time. So around the corner, the most newest update that's actually coming around the bend is carousel posting. So we are working on the ability to actually do carousel posting. At this time, you can only post one image, but it's coming soon. So bear with us. We will keep you updated. The other thing too, I keep bugging them about is stories. I want to get this fixed because I want to be able to just do it in stories. And now that Facebook is actually opening up some of their abilities, I think it's going to actually make way for scheduling platforms to be able to as well. So the other thing that I want to note, okay, because these are also in the FAQs and these are kind of important, right? So I want to share with you, okay, so you might get a little red here where it actually says image is required. Okay, so there are certain ones that will pop up where you just have to have an image or a post, a graphic. The other thing that pops up, if you guys do select Pinterest, all right, and those of you who use Pinterest, and I know someone on here actually said that they use Pinterest, you have to add an external link, okay? Because Pinterest is a search engine. You know, you type in makeup tips, you click on the picture, and it usually leads you to a website or a video. So you got to make sure to add a link. When in doubt, add your website, okay? When in doubt, you don't have a website, add whatever step you usually want people to take, right? Maybe it's book a call with me, right? Is whatever the next step is, you usually want people to take. Could be Facebook group, could be whatever, okay? You guys have a free opt-in or a lead magnet, or you get wild and crazy collecting emails, go ahead and add that link. But that is what that link is there. Now, the important thing about this for our Pinterest people, and if you are not here with us live and you're listening to us on the replay, the hugely important thing I want to tell you right now is a big learning lesson I went through. You have to use the full URL. You can't use shortened URLs. You can't use a bit.ly link. You know, you can't use any of those link shorteners. It will not accept it. It will say, no, your post did not go through. And you're going to go, why? Why didn't it work? Why didn't it post to Pinterest? What you're going to want to do is, if you have a bit.ly link or a shortened link, just go ahead and click that bit.ly link and then use the entire full URL. Okay. And for people who have no idea what I'm talking about, do not worry about it. So if you don't use bit.lys or link shorteners, you're not going to be even concerned about this, but you got to use a full link. I'm just going to use an example, right? I just copy and pasted my Facebook page. You just got to use the full link for it. Okay.
So everybody's clear on that. Just drop a Y or yes in the chat box.
And if you don't use Pinterest, who cares?
Yeah. Don't even pay attention.
All right. So no bit.ly links.
Earmuffs.
All right. You're going to see this little thing pop up if you select your Instagram page. Why is it popping up? Because we now offer the ability to post the first comment to your business Instagram account. So for any of you who went through, right, all the top trends and you're like, oh my gosh, all hashtags and this and that, it looks attractive. It's also considered better if you post your hashtags and all that gobbledygook right at the end in your first comment. Okay. It looks nice. It kind of cleans up your post a little bit, and apparently it is better. So you can go ahead and, let's say I had a little hashtags down here, like hashtag social, you know, or hashtag whatever. I could go ahead and I could just grab that and throw it right down there, and boom, that's going to post as my, you know, first comment. Okay. Now, we told you guys before on the actual, you know, kind of like the little overview that we did, we showed that you could create the image directly in the platform, or you guys can drag and drop. Okay. Drag and dropping is my favorite feature because I love to get wild and crazy off and design my own posts and do all that stuff. But you can absolutely go into create image, or you can go up in here, right, to the post ideas section. All right. So let me just delete this because I do not want that posted on my wall.
Well, let's do this, because we've done a lot of talking, and you know, I know there's some, I just want to make sure that everyone is completely you know, caught up to speed, or they may have specific questions. So if you have a specific questions, use the raised hand emojicon. If you want to step out now and ask any specific questions with anything that we've covered tonight so far, because again, we want to make sure all questions are answered, everyone is clear. Or if everybody is clear so far, drop a Y or a yes in the chat box. Or if you do have okay, Tanya, go ahead, you can unmute yourself.
Okay, hello.
Hello.
And I don't know if this was already gone over, but are we able to post videos?
Yes. Yeah. So I actually, yeah. So you can post videos. The only thing is, I want you guys to keep in mind. So I don't talk about videos a lot because there are guidelines for certain platforms. Instagram, it's under 15 seconds. Okay. So if you have something that's super short and you want to post it directly to your actual, like, you know, Instagram tiles, it has to be under 15 seconds. If it's a LinkedIn post, like let's say you did a pre-recorded, maybe a Zoom, right, where you're on and you're kind of doing a talking head, like pre-recorded, just like we're here now. If I were to hit record and just share this, it has to be under 10 minutes. Okay. So that's the big thing there, is if you're going to go ahead and schedule that. keep in mind when you guys do load this up. Oh, and for Facebook, it's pretty much like sky's the limit. So you can upload a long one. It takes a long time to upload the video. Okay. So when you drag it, I do want you guys to be prepared. It'll say uploading. It will take a while. Okay. Now, depending on your connection speed or where you're at or whatever, you guys might be a lot quicker than maybe me. I've been touch and go with some of my connection, but you can absolutely do it. I would recommend that you try it out a little bit though, right? See and make sure it posts, right? Do a couple tests, right? If you have an old video and maybe you want to kind of repost it or get it back out there. The only reason why, again, I don't talk about it a ton is because sometimes, right, we'll get those things where it's like it didn't post because, of whatever. So I would go ahead and like I said, as long as you're doing it, like for example, like a nice little Zoom video and it's, the horizontal like size, it should load. You should be good. We've done it plenty of times and you're good to go. And then again, on Instagram business, I believe, yes, it's under 15 seconds. Okay.
Does that make sense, Tanya?
Yeah. So again, just to reiterate, so typically when you post a video directly to Instagram, it's a minute. So from this platform, it has to be less than 15 seconds.
Yep. It's got to
Correct.
be under 15 seconds.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yep. And we are actually, that's like the other thing that we're kind of like, tweaking right now. And that's why I'm not like blowing it up, because I went wild and crazy a few months back and I was like, I can schedule on LinkedIn now, like all my videos. But there are certain guidelines, that we got to keep to, which I did put that actually on the website when you guys signed up, but I'll make sure that that's in the FAQs as well. So I'm going to note that, the video guidelines. All right. And it actually, the video, as far as like pre-scheduling, I'll tell you what, like for Facebook, for example, it's so nice. Like if you're able to go in and pre-schedule, like let's say you do like a 5-minute tip video every week, maybe in a group or maybe in a Facebook business page, and you can queue those up and get them going. It can be very helpful.
Does that make sense, Tanya?
Yes, it does.
Awesome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Excellent.
Any other specific questions with anything that we've covered? Go ahead, Carla.
Okay, 2 quick things. Number one, on the AI part where it kind of goes ahead out there and puts that for you. And I know that you can go in and change your own time slots. If you turn off the AI, or can you tweak the AI? I would like to, what would be lovely is if I could set the posting I want to do and then remind myself, Monday needs to be engaging, Tuesday needs to be this, Wednesday needs to be that, and choose my times and put that tag on it.
Yeah. Do you mean for like setting your time slots here?
Yes, if I set my own time slots, because just like you said, I don't necessarily use the AI and post when it says, but if I could fix my own time slots, and it would be great because the tag, promotional, engagement, feel good posts, tips, would automatically remind me of what I'm supposed to post that day.
Yeah. Yeah. And you mean like to keep the AI, but have it just change to your...
Yeah, or being able to put a tag like that, not necessarily the time, just to actually say engaging.
Yeah. I was going to say, I mean, so like how I kind of, I guess, showed, because you have to, in order to create your own, it has to turn off the autopilot, which is that like automated. But what I will say is what you could do as kind of like a workaround. You could actually, so here, let's actually close out of here. You could go in your analytics and under reporting. So I'm just going to show you kind of like a workaround. You could go in here and let me see, I'm going to pull up right for the last maybe quarter. All right. I'm going to go down here and it's going to give me under content, sorry, over here under content, it's going to give me the best time and days to publish, based on what it pops up. Now, yeah, I mean, and it's not a perfect, it's just showing me based on, now this is my Facebook business page. I'm not driving any traffic or money, to it right now.
Yeah.
But this is saying, boom, actually 9:40 is a good time. You've had 7 people engage, in the last quarter, you've had 2 people engage here, this is on a Wednesday. You could use this data to actually go ahead and create your time slots. Or what I'll tell you, Carla, I just like, I actually like to actually put my content out there at 7 a.m. I like to kind of let it breathe throughout the day. And then what I
Yeah.
do is I actually kind of like engage with people, or I'll share, or I'll tag, or I'll kind of keep it going. But this is my base content. You know, it's not like my extra zhuzh, I call it. Like, for example, on Instagram, I'll get everything queued up. I'll get everything ready to go so that I can jump on and do stories and lives, and I can share Scott's reels, and I can do all that. But it's kind of like my safety net, you know, whenever it comes to that. But I do like to use that feature where you can, you know, like kind of label your days just to kind of keep you on track, and, you know, from that standpoint.
Yeah, because I love the way that it reminds you motivational and fun, or promotional, or post this, so that you
Right.
don't get stuck in a rut of always doing the same thing.
100.
The second real quick thing I had was like when I do my content, to make sure I'm keeping it separate, I try to do all my Instagram, like I've got 2 weeks already done here. So I try to do all my Instagram at one time, so that I stay in the frame of mind that I'm in Instagram, not in LinkedIn, so that I don't click the link, because you can't do that. You got to say link in bio, yada, yada. So then what happens is I'll be like, dang, that's a really good one. I want to take that one just like it is and share it over here on LinkedIn. So, but until it's posted, you can't repost to a different platform. So do you have a workaround, or do you just basically copy and then go to the other one and paste it as a post?
Yep.
Correct.
So for example, like if you were in here, right? And I think what you're saying, right? You're kind of like, are in just Instagram, and you're kind of in creation mode, right? And you're like going, what I do is I actually drag and drop. So let's see if I have a picture on my desktop. I'm sure I do somewhere. All right, here we go. We got this. You could drag and drop, right? And then have your copy like all done. So actually it's a GIF, that's why it's like animated, but I could have a bunch of stuff, you know, already like pre-written, and it could say, let's see, click the link in my bio. All right, sorry, my computer, again, my connection's a little funky. But I can say, click the link in my bio. What I normally do, Carla, I just kind of copy it, just like you said. And then I'll go ahead and I'll schedule it for Instagram, and then I'll go right back in, and then I'll schedule it for LinkedIn.
Yeah. But I do absolutely love, because I noticed that after it's posted, so after the content has posted, you can go back and do a repost, and then you can choose to post it somewhere else.
Yeah, you can edit the content as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that was really, really cool, because then if you decide you want to do a week behind kind of thing, and you really like those posts, then you just wait till it posts, then you just click repost, and now you choose LinkedIn and make a couple of changes, and boom, you're done.
Oh, that's actually
content 1 week behind the other.
That is actually a great point. So yeah, I just click that. Actually, let me show you guys again. So I think that's a great point. I just picked a post. So this is one that actually went out on Monday, and you can click it and just click repost.
So what Nancy can do is she goes, if you missed my last episode.
It's just slow, moving slow. Yeah.
You know, here it is. And then basically she can repost that and then pick a different platform or do it to the same one.
Yes. But what I like is the ability to go to a different platform. So that way you don't have to do as much copy and paste. And if you have people on more than one platform that follow you, they don't see the same content the same time.
Yep.
And they see
love
something
that.
a week or two later. So you just kind of roll that way.
Yeah,
Ooh,
that's great.
Cool.
I love that.
That's super quick. Yeah, you could just go through and like, boom. Like, actually, you know what? I'm going to use that. So I'm in the process of writing my book, and I've been doing all my content is all my chapters of my book. And I'm actually going to go back and repost like all my stuff. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. It's 9:15. We're getting carried away.
Beth and then Carla.
Yes.
So Nancy's got a quick question. So once I've connected my pages and then I went back to my dashboard, I see something that say like negative engagements. Can you help me understand what that means?
On your dashboard?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so it takes a little bit sometimes to get everything, up and kind of like going. So maybe like something like this, it's over depending on the time frame that you have. So again, sometimes the numbers will pop up funky and it'll take a little bit for them to analyze and pop up. But if it says something like this, This means there's 24 less engagement than the prior month. Now, some of this stuff is broken
So
down.
change it to weekly if you could. Yeah.
Let's see.
So now you're going to see everything change. So again, it's either going to give you the weekly or monthly analytics. So just like on any social media platform, LinkedIn shows you this as well. It'll show you the statistics of how many people visited your profile or the searches that you appeared in from one week compared to the other. So you'll check it out and they'll say you've appeared in 16% less searches than the week before. So it's just basically analyzing 1 week versus another or 1 month versus another.
Yep. So I can actually I just clicked on it and that's what I would recommend doing. Beth is actually going into the more detailed reporting. And just so you guys know, so the analytics and some of this reporting, this is one of the newer rollouts that happened a few months ago. So they are working out a little bit of the kinks as far as some of the metric reporting and how it shows up. But my recommendation would be to actually click on the reporting itself. And then what it's going to do is it's going to actually bring up, the different things a little more in depth. And then you can hover over. Sorry, again, my computer. So it tells you exactly what it is, right? So it's followers, the number of Instagram followers you gained during this time period.
Yeah. And Laurel, it tells you the number of engagements, but the source of the engagements, meaning it'll tell you the specific social media platform those engagements are coming from. So it's not going to tell you the people. It'll tell you just the social media platform where those engagements have either increased or decreased.
Yep.
Nancy, where did you get the details?
Yeah. So you're going to hover over to analytics right here up on the toolbar, and you're going to click on reporting. And then the neat thing that you can do also is you select the platform. Okay. So I'm selecting Instagram. Now, what I will tell you is if you guys have clients or you help other people manage accounts, or maybe you want to pull this up for a monthly business review, you can go. In fact, one of my favorite ones, if you click on content, you can select the date ranges. So let's say I want to go through and I want to see what my top posts were, and I kind of want to have a recap of how my month went. You can click the export button up here. And when you click export, it's going to take a couple minutes and it will actually say, boom, your report's ready. Let's go. And it'll do this nice little report, right? Showing, this is your Instagram. It'll give you the date range. You guys can actually print this out. I mean, if anybody, wants to do something like that, and it'll go through and it'll show you your top content, what performed well, what kind of comments and impressions. It'll again give you those analytics around the days and times. Okay. And you can do that for each separate platform. Okay. All right. So I know we're running a little close, but Carla, we're going to go ahead and.
You're still muted, Carla.
Sorry, I thought I hit it right. Just a quick question. I love the idea of posting at 7 o'clock. And this led me into a question. So I post on Instagram, wherever, and I also have it go over to a Facebook page I have. I have about 150 people on that page, but I have a lot of other people that I could potentially reach that are not on that page that follow my personal page. And some things, it's not like, hey, buy my product type advertising, but it's about promos or different things like that, or different, even some of the personal stuff like National Sandwich Day or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I was going to start posting at 7, and then when part of my morning routine, doing the LinkedIn 10 and 20 and all the social media posts and things like that. I was going to maybe certain things just share it on my personal page as well. I did the page way back when pages were the thing to do. We have a product page for our company that I'm a member of, and I'm allowed to post there. But since I'm not an admin, I'm not allowed to post anything there. Would it be worthwhile for me to actually create a group of my own, or is that duplication?
Well, I would say two things. Number one, if there's certain people that you're connected to on your Facebook personal page that you would like to have on your business page, you can invite people. So if you go to your Facebook business page and you can actually invite all of your regular connections that you have and your friends on Facebook to like your business page. So
Is there a cap on how many you can do at a time?
I think there is. I think it'll flag you if you invite too many at one time.
yeah, I would just hand select. But I absolutely also would have a group that you can funnel people to where you can freely post about whatever it is that you want to promote. That way you can connect that to BYOB social as well, but also the people that you really want to see. So Nancy can go through and she can select whoever she wants.
And also, I'll tell you, Carla, just to be safe, kind of maybe limit it to like maybe 50 people a day.
Yeah.
The only reason why I say that is because like
Facebook's wonky.
You look at it and you think, oh, okay, I can invite all 461 of these people, right? I already invited, this many, but like the thing is Facebook doesn't tell you that there's a limit, but then they'll surprise you and say,
You're blocked from sending people.
Like you're a spammer. And it's like, what did I do? You told me I could invite my friends.
So yeah, I would invite specific people to like your business page, but also I would create your own personal product group if you wanted to, that you can connect and invite people to as well. Because then what you can do is you can share the URL of that Facebook group to your personal page and say, hey, I'm starting a new group. You can click here, join my group and follow me, with more fun stuff. And then you can direct content to that there as well.
Well, and I'll tell you what too, Carla, and I always and again, I know we're recording this and we're going to hop off soon, but like, treat your business page. So let's say if you had a dog walking service, for example, your business page would be, right, Nancy's dog walking service, and your group is going to be dog owners in Marlton, New Jersey, or it could be dog owners or dog lovers, right? So the group is always that like interest group, right? It's not really just all about products and things like that. It's actually a place to bring people together in a community where it might be people who could benefit from your services, where you can all just like hang out and just be in a community. So it could be health and nutrition. It could be, like just different interests. So keep that in mind. I always use the dog walking analogy. It could even be like tricks to teach your lab, like whatever it is. But make sure that your business page is like your storefront, and then your group is kind of like your awesome community.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, great. Thanks so much.
You got it.
Absolutely.
So we got time for one more question before we log off. Any other questions before we finish up? And remember, you have Skylar, who's in the Facebook group. If you have not joined yet, she answers questions there. support@byobsocial.com is our support email. You can email us whenever. And I will tell you that even though we tell her, she's just an animal and she will respond to people over the weekend. When she just likes,
we usually try to stick to business hours, just out of respect,
so
obviously, for
so
team
if you
and
do
everything.
have an issue and it's emailed over the weekend, typically Nancy and I are off work at that point, but Skylar sometimes will go in and she'll do some stuff and answer questions. So but if you don't hear, don't be surprised if you hear first thing Monday, if not over the weekend. So again, this will also be email to you as far as the recording of this, plus it'll be also updated in the back office of your platform where all the trainings are. And again, we're here to serve you, we're here to help you. Any updates that we have in regards to the platform, new features, new things that you can do, updates, you'll be hearing it directly from us.
Yep. And just so you guys know, in the Facebook community, we actually started doing some like post ideas. So if you want to kind of do outside the normal pillar content posting, we do post in there just some content suggestions. I think the other day we posted like, share what you do, tell people what it is. It's hilarious how often we get people who just don't even share what they do. So it's just friendly little reminders of additional posting you can do for inspiration. And you might see us go live in there every once in a while. So check it out if you haven't joined the community.
So we know we stayed on here a half hour later, but we just wanted to make sure that everyone had their questions answered, but also everybody was clear. So if everybody is ready to start posting and starting to work smarter, not harder, drop a Y or a yes in the chat box, because we are too. So again, love and gratitude to each and every one of you. So grateful to have you a part of our family now. And again, anything that we can do to make your life easier, anything that we can do to answer questions, to help you.
We're here for you.
Remember, we have the Facebook community, the support email. We are here to help. So everyone, enjoy the rest of this beautiful Thursday evening. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and we will talk to you all soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.